This story starts back when I'm 5, right? I lived in this housing development, and right across from my backyard set right on the street, okay? And then across the street was a row of houses. And there was this one house over there that was, old, rundown, like typical haunted house, scary movie shit, right? So I used to sit out back and I'd play with my toys, and I would always see this old lady in the upstairs window in a rocking chair, right? So me being 5, I didn't think anything about it. I'd wave to her all the time, she'd wave back, and it was whatever. And then one day my mom's like, "Who are you waving at?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm waving at that old lady in the window over there, right?" So she's like, "What old lady?" I'm like, "The old lady that's sitting right up in that window. She's in the rocking chair. She's wearing the white nightgown and, has her hair in the rollers, So like my mom goes white because apparently I described what this old lady looked like and what she always did to a T. And she died like 4 years before I was born, apparently. So that's where it starts. Now, fast forward until I'm about 12, right? And me and 3 of my friends are sitting in the backyard. It's a summer day, ain't got nothing to do. And, we decide we're like, let's go in the house. Let's see what's up about it. Because you would hear noises coming from there all the time. Okay. You hear noises coming from there all the time. But, the adults were like, it's like homeless people break in there and they like to sleep in there. It ain't nothing major, right? So we decided to go check it out. So you couldn't get in the front door because the front was all boarded up. It wasn't happening. So we go around the back, and the back porch from wear and tear had sunk down. And when it sunk down, it took the door frame with it. So the back door didn't set level anymore. So give it a little shoulder pop, you get in the door, no problem, right? So we go in the back door, and we get in there, and there's beer cans and bottles all over the floor, graffiti on the walls and stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe the noises are just teenagers and homeless people hanging out in here, right? So immediately to my right, there was a kitchen counter, and it had a junk drawer that was open. Like it was open. The counter ran all the way down the wall, and then opposite of that counter was the stairs that went upstairs. But they were enclosed. Like, how like sometimes attics will have the enclosed stairs where you open the door and go up instead of having a pull down ladder. It was like that. So like that's in the opposite corner. And then right across from us, from the kitchen, is the living room. And between the living room and the kitchen, there's a little cutout there. And that was the door that goes down to the basement, right? So we get in. We're looking around. Now, me, personally, I started watching scary movies pretty much right out the womb. So I was like, okay, I'm in. I saw it. We don't need to do anything else. I'm good, right? But my friends are like, oh, well, let's go look around. I want to look in the basement. Now, again, I tell you, I've been watching scary movies from the hop. I'm not going to the basement. Because the basement is where all the truly evil shit always is. Okay? Like, I ain't doing it. So, they're making fun of me. I'm scared, this and that. And, I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll go, go check out the basement. Let me know what's up. So, they go across the kitchen. House is completely quiet. Okay? And they go across the kitchen, and they go down into the basement. Like 5 seconds after they go down into this basement, I start hearing creaking upstairs. Like a rocking chair makes. Back and forth. And then it stops. And I hear dum, 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 dum. Like somebody's walking across the hallway upstairs. And then it's like, dum, 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 like somebody's running down those stairs. The door flies open. Okay? I feel like a gust go past me. The junk drawer that is open next to me slams shut. I'm out. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I don't care what y'all doing in that basement. You were the dumb ones who went down in there. I'll survive and tell your story. I'm gone. So I bounce. I don't try to get them. I don't yell. Deuces. So I'm out the back door, and I run across the street, and I don't stop running till I'm like in my kitchen. Okay, so now I'm in the kitchen. I'm sitting at my kitchen table, and I'm looking out the kitchen window at this house across the street. And I'd say like maybe 30 seconds, a minute later, my friends come out, and they don't look right. You know, you see like in those movies where like people have trauma. And they just kind of have that shell shock look, and they're just like stomp like it's not good. One of my friends was black. Have you ever seen a pale black person, like a black person who was like scared white from fear? Cause like I did, it was wild. But anyway, so they come across the street. And I'm like, what'd y'all see down there? You know, like, what happened? You know, the door flew open, the door shut, and I was gone, you know. They would not tell me what happened in that basement. I mean, never. Like, they wouldn't tell me that day. Like, anytime, you know, we were talking about it, like, years later, you know, I'd be like, yeah, so what did you guys see in the basement that day? And, like, conversation would just stop. You know? So, like, I never did find out. Now, the real wild thing is, out of the four of us that went into the house that day, I'm the only one that is still alive. All three of them are dead. All three of them were murdered, not at the same time, in different incidences, years apart. Coincidence? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm definitely thankful I didn't go into the basement that day. Or that they never told me.